The topic that I addressed is the lack of empathy in millennials and post-millennials. At this moment, depending on which definition and end date of millennial you're using, the oldest millennials are 37. It was important for me to do research on and conduct this project because millennials and post-millennials, including myself, are the future of our world. Research shows millennials have a lack of connection with other people and are less concerned with the feelings of others. My project aligns with Principle 1, Pillar 2 of the Earth Charter: respect and care for the community of life, and care for the community of life with understanding, compassion, and love. This relates because the definition of empathy is the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing and to be able to place oneself in another's position. There are two main purposes of my project. Both will be measured through means of a single survey. The first is to see if millennials lack empathy. The second is to see if this lack of empathy is still present in a workplace that is known for having extraordinary customer service. For example, all the people I have surveyed are public supermarket employees. My project covers three main objectives. The first, investigate the question of are millennials less empathetic and report findings. The second, understand millennials and post-millennials' emotional thought process. And third, if public customer service training changes the way an employee feels empathy at work and outside of work. My target audience for the survey is any Publix employee that was born after 1981. Since Publix starts hiring at age 14, that will be my cutoff age for post-millennials. So this survey will range from ages 14 to ages 37. My project was implemented through an 11-question survey that was accessible on both cell phones and computers. The survey takes less than 5 minutes to complete, so I was able to create a link to be followed, and then I would have results immediately afterwards. I conducted my survey through a website called Qualtrics, which is seen here. My survey has 11 questions, and I had a goal of surveying 50 people, but I only got to 47 as some of the people I sent the survey to did not complete it. My survey had 3 question types, the first being inside and outside work situations, the second being general empathy questions, and the final being a question having to do with age, since this project related to millennials and post-millennials. I converted my results into graphs, which I will go over. The first 2 questions are the same scenario. However, the survey taker envisions one taking place at work while the other takes place outside of work. The question is, how likely are you to put yourself in the place of someone being put down? When the scenario takes place at work, 11 millennials would be extremely likely to respond, while outside of work, only 8 would be extremely likely to respond. The same goes for the moderately likely category, 20 at work versus 13 outside of work. Questions 3 and 4 are the same format, but I've shown the results in a different visual. The question is, you see an elderly man sitting on the bench crying. How likely are you to feel sad as well? Here, the results were identical for extremely likely, moderately likely, and slightly likely, both in and outside of work. The next 6 questions are general empathy questions. Survey takers showed empathy when they said they feel emotional when someone is being treated with disrespect, and when the majority of answers agree that they are able to understand why someone is excited about something. They also showed high levels of empathy when all but 3 people said that they are able to look at something from another person's perspective and understand that person's position. This is a major characteristic of empathy. Question 8 shows that the majority of survey takers enjoy making others feel better, which is another sign of empathy. Question 9 has the most mixed results of all of the questions, and it has no real majority. But still, many of the answers are on the empathetic side when millennials are asked if everyone should be treated the same no matter the circumstance. And finally, question 10. 30 out of 47 millennials reported that they agree or strongly agree that they are able to feel someone's emotions when being told of that person's terrible day. The final question is for survey takers to select their age. As you can see, the majority of people who took the survey were between 18 and 24 years old. However, everyone who took the survey is considered a millennial. My results concluded that millennials do not lack empathy. There were only 7 responses from the entire survey out of 47 people and 11 questions that showed lack of empathy. These 7 responses were reported from 4 questions where the survey taker reported not feeling sad when someone else did, or being able to put themselves in another person's shoes. Overall, I had more empathetic responses than non-empathetic by a large majority. Therefore, I have concluded that millennials and post-millennials do not lack empathy. I invite you all to ask any remaining questions you may have regarding my project. Thank you!